Hey guys, welcome back. This is so weird. Hey, welcome back to Room for Relations. This is Eboni, and you're listening to the podcast where we discuss everything from the first date to the last orgasm. I promise I'm going to get it right eventually. I have been messing up so much with like the intro just because it's been so long. So every time I try to like introduce it, I'm like, nope, that's not how I start this one. What? So I'm working on it. I'm getting back in the flow. But we are still social distancing. So this is, along with being an audio podcast, it's also a video podcast. So go check out our YouTube channel. You can see our faces. And today we're just going to do a topic. We're not going to do, I think the last episode would have been a sexy times video, but today we're just going to chat about, it came from some things that I've noticed while we've been like social distancing that people some people are just like, doing TikTok and watching TV, which is perfectly fine too. Like, spend your time how you want to spend your time. But I'll keep hearing everybody's like, I cook so much now. All I do is cook, or, I'm going out and I'm running miles or working out outside and things like that. And it just seemed like people are a little bit more, they're being better. I don't know if that's true or not, but the stuff they're doing seems to be like they're actually like doing things that maybe they wouldn't normally do that may be good for them, as opposed to like the thought of we're just going to be sitting around bored doing absolutely nothing and like wasting time. And so I guess I'm curious for y'all, has anything changed as far as like how y'all spend your time, your free time?
I watched a movie.
You watched Love Jones?
I watched Love Jones.
After how many years?
I don't
20
know.
or so, give or take.
Right? Then they just had a 20-year anniversary or something.
Hey.
So at least 20 years.
At least 20 years.
But yeah, I did that.
Okay. Anything else different from how you normally spend time?
Yeah, a lot of stuff is different.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
Nobody else has anything different. I mean,
You said
everything. Cooking, working out, because you can't use the excuse of, oh, I'm tired, or, oh, I worked late, because you just have more options. I feel like you have way more flexibility with your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
At least I do. I'm clearing out my DVR. I have like 40% left now.
Uh-oh.
Instead of like 20 something.
Okay. Making your way down that list of all the shows that you got. Okay.
Some stuff is just not going to get deleted. Like, the Grammy stuff with like Bruno and Stevie Wonder performances. Those will stay on my DVR.
Okay. That's that 40% that's going to never go away.
No. So yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like you can be as productive as you want to be in this time, in whatever way you want.
Yeah. D, you were going to say something earlier?
I don't remember what I was going to say.
Okay, all right. Anything changing?
I can't see your mouth moving.
What? You can't see my mouth moving?
Say what that mouth do.
That's not what I said.
Anyways, go ahead.
I don't know if better would be my choice word for the changes that have been going on for me. Well, for me, for one, I don't have as much flexibility as most other people because I'm still going to work. I'm essential.
I'm essential too.
Everybody's essential. Right.
So
don't try to play like you special.
I didn't say special. I said I'm essential.
Go ahead, Carl.
On the weeks that I work from home, though, I do wake up at 5 a.m. and work out because I don't have to commute to work.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps. But other than that, I haven't been cooking much. I've still been eating out quite a lot. Probably more now than what I would if it was a regular week or whatever.
Why is that?
I shopped differently than everybody else when everything came down. I went and got full-on non-perishable, world in the day type food.
A little paranoid.
You can't eat every day.
Right. And so
Grocery stores are still open.
The food
Everybody-
supply chain is strong.
If nothing else, go ahead.
And so because of that, I don't have like a freezer full of meats and fresh vegetables and stuff like that. So I still pretty much just eat out all the time.
You can go feed the homeless.
Nah, because when it really go bad, I'm stocked up.
Oh, okay.
But you can still go to the grocery store to, right, exactly. We're gonna come eat all your stuff. But you can still
Not.
like, right now you can go to the grocery store and get food.
Other than that, though, I've been doing a lot of stuff that I've been putting off for a while.
Mhm.
So because of the way my job is scheduled, we have 1 week on, 1 week off right now. So knowing that this was going to be my week, not week off, but my work from home week, I went to Home Depot and Walmart yesterday and lined up some projects I want to do around the house. And I've been trying to make it through my closet and do spring cleaning and get rid of old stuff.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
I need to do that.
Add my new wardrobe and take away some old stuff.
I did that with emails. Not
You
my
cleaned out your
clothes, but
you cleaned out
You
your
said
email.
what?
Man, I'm
what
so
I-
mad
I
about
started.
emails.
Huh?
My personal emails had got up to like 3,000 unread, and
That's
I got
what
it
I'm saying.
down to 0, and then since this is hit, I'm back up to like 500.
Yeah, so I've been doing that. That's a good thing. Like, that's very productive. Because normally I just don't delete it. Like, oh, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not my server. Like, it's not going to me now.
Don't mean anything to me. The thing is, I feel like even if during a week your week still stays the same, I feel like the weekends is what, like, it's like, well, I ain't really doing nothing because I can't. Typically, it's like, okay, let's meet up somewhere. Let's go have a drink. Let's go to lunch. Let's go to brunch. Let's go, and it's like, all right, well, we can go pick up some food, I guess. And so it's just, so during the week, I'm still pretty busy, but even and my commute is short, similar to Carl's, like it's pretty short. But not having that seems to make a difference in like how I spend my time. Where I might be like, oh, okay, well, I guess let me just get up from this table after I didn't see my clients and go cook something. Or if I'm like during my breaks,
Happy hour.
right, make a drink real quick, just reach right here, pour my drink, and be done. So yeah, I've definitely cooked way more than I probably cooked in like a while because I don't cook. Typically I like to cook, but I don't like to cook for myself. I like to cook for groups. So it's been a long time. So yeah, I go to the grocery store probably every like 3 or 4 days. I go and like get stuff.
And see, that's what I think. A lot of people, it seems good sort of on the surface, but I think a lot of people are using the healthy or good options as loopholes to the whole coronavirus issue. Like, I'm tired of being stuck in my house. Oh, maybe I'll just go get some fresh fruit or fresh food for dinner. I go to the grocery store, or I want to socialize, but I can't. But technically, I can go and jog. And should my friends just happen to be jogging at the same time? And so I think while it is you're doing healthier options than just going to the bar, just hanging out or whatever.
Yeah,
I think that choice sometimes is just using it as an excuse or a loophole to get around.
I think it's I don't have as many options, or I don't have my normal vices, so I'm finding things to do in that space. That's another thing. Today I didn't. Yesterday I didn't because I had to go wash clothes. But like pretty much every day I go walk like at least a couple miles. Like I tried to run. My knee not as great as I thought it was, but so I do like a little jog here and there. But I'm mainly just trying to get. So like I'm literally out every morning to go walk, just because like if I don't, I'm not gonna see those suns. So I need to like get out of here. So I definitely agree that we're using it. I don't think it's a negative. I think it's just. It's interesting that that's the turn that we took, where it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to start doing more.
We're supposed to be doing some snacking. I'm doing some snacking now.
Oh, no, I ate like 3 bags of hot chips yesterday. Like, I get it. But so the way I translated this into like, because of course my brain goes to relationships. And then I was like, I wonder, I feel like, I'm going to speak very specific. Like guys when dating, often talk about women not cooking, right? Like not all guys, but there are certain guys that's gonna ask, "Oh, when you gonna cook for me?" That'd be yes. or just like, so you don't cook. Oh, these new age women don't know how to cook for a man. Da, 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 da. And it's so funny to see all my friends that's always like out at restaurants, always going, you know, to bars and stuff like that. Like literally, oh, well, I've been at home all day. I cook this, to posting pictures of all the food they cook, which means women, it's not that they don't cook. Probably just one, it depends on y'all's relationship. Like, do I want to cook for you at this time? And especially if you ask me, y'all know how I feel about that. But also,
Well, just know, when and if we ever make it off lockdown, fellas ain't hearing no excuses. Because I went through all your pictures on Instagram. I made myself a whole menu of what I need you to cook now.
That don't mean she wouldn't do it for you.
And again, I think that goes into even if we're in a relationship, I think people think, well, if you don't do it while we're dating, then how am I supposed to know that you're going to do that when we're getting in a relationship? Because people act differently at different stages. So I know how to cook. You see all these people that know how to cook. So what behaviors, I guess, are different, like, or even if you notice behaviors now that's like, oh, okay, like, I don't know, I guess I was trying to think of like, what are some things that we kind of expect of people and we kind of judge and be like, okay, so maybe they don't know how to cook or this or this or that. And then now it's kind of like, oh, well, I guess it's not that they don't know how to. It may be because they have less stress. They have more time. You know, it's a lot of factors that are contributing to like, oh, I can do this now. And so if I was in a relationship, then maybe I would do it because some of those things may happen. I don't know. Stress might be high in relationships too. So that might not be the one.
You're doing it wrong.
Right. Get out the relationship.
But it just made me think like, it's just, I feel like there are certain things that we expect of people at certain stages, and then we kind of judge thinking that that's something they can't do. And then I was like, I wonder if you're in a relationship, does it make it better? I just realized my lamp is like leaning this way and I don't know why. Anyway,
That's weird.
It's weird because I'm thinking about last night and I got really drunk last night, and so don't know what happened over there. So
You probably fell.
I did fall last night.
Oh, there it is.
But I fell in the kitchen. I didn't fall over there. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Carl.
I think to your point, specifically as far as the gender roles go, a lot of the response to that cooking situation is the other partner saying stuff like, well, can you build me a house or things like that.
Build me a house.
I saw
traditional gender roles.
I said that to y'all.
Yeah. I don't think it was build me a house though.
No, it was like,
you
can you lay this tile? Can you?
Oh, okay, yeah, I did.
Put in a sink. Can you do this? Can you do that?
And so, to that point, the way that you're seeing a lot of your female friends or friends cooking and such, a lot of my friends are doing a lot of projects around the house.
Around the house, right.
One of my friends, he just built a whole garden inside his backyard, took all the scrap stuff from his garage, made fences, and made a gate and everything so he can build a garden. Another one of my boys apparently is having a kid, which I didn't know, but
congratulations.
He just remodeled 2 bathrooms and built a kid's room. Another friend just put in a new shower into his house. So it's like a lot of, I don't know, primal gender role things are coming out of people as in the form of different projects they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you have time to do it now.
Yeah.
Right. You can actually go on YouTube and look at it and, okay, I need this, and take your time as opposed to like having to rush and try to figure out how to.
So to your point, Eboni, it might not be that we can't. It's just, all right, I got time. Or it's not that your husband or boyfriend is lazy and is avoiding doing your project. It's you've been working all day and he don't feel like it. Now it's like, I think I can go ahead and build that career.
But if you got,
what are you gonna say right now?
If you got them kids in the house at the same time, you might have more stress, and you really not doing them projects. Like, honestly, like that's how I feel like a lot of people that I've talked to that have children are like, some of them are a little struggling, like, which I would expect, because it's like you have to deal with them 24/7,
right? Like
instead of just 24/2 on the weekend,
right.
Like
your kids.
It's totally different. Like it's a lot. Like you got to teach them, you got to like entertain them, you got to feed them. Like it's a lot, and you still got to do your own work.
A part of that depends on the age of the kid, or kids, and a part of that also depends on the structure and the habits that you built up prior to this being an issue. If you lived a household where your kids went to school and then they came home and you just kind of let them do whatever because they've been in school all day and they're just going to go to their room and do whatever. Now they're at home all day. They're trying to do whatever and it's interrupting your life. So you didn't set up a structure for them to do that. There are certain people that have always been involved in their kids' education and they're thriving right now because they had a structure already kind of put in place.
I don't think so. I
my nieces
disagree with that.
30 activities that they used to do. They had very structured days because they were involved in activities. They had homework, all that stuff. And now all of that is stopped. So even the structure that we may have built, or even the yes, I will come home and do homework with you for an hour. And then when we eat, you still got 8 more hours now that you got to do. And I have to work full-time job. So that structure sounds cute, but
nobody has an outlet right now.
Yeah.
Like really, if you have children, your only outlet is, I'm gonna go fake run an errand or go to the grocery store
or the bathroom,
jog outside or something. You don't really have an outlet. Go ahead, raise your hand.
I agree based on age.
You can do that on here. I know that, right?
Yeah, you can raise your hand as a button. It's an option.
I don't think I can do it. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I agree based on age, but I also grew up in an age or a time when you just don't go outside.
We all grew up in the same time.
So you understand, go outside.
So what does that mean right now, though?
Well, no
but when you still have school.
But you can't, and you can't send your kids outside to go play with other kids right now.
Exactly. So if you have just one, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It had nothing to do with playing with other kids. It was grandma was cleaning, grandma was doing whatever she was doing in the house, and y'all need to go outside and don't leave the porch.
That's not structure, first off. So that defeats your first purpose. Your first point, you just kind of defeated that whole thing on your own. Because that's not structure. That's go do something. That's the same as go to your room. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's not structure. So what you trying to say, Carl?
You got options depending on age.
So
yes, Go ahead.
I also think besides the kid point, I think relationship-wise, it works too, the same way. Where you're not used to seeing your spouse all the time. And now y'all, especially y'all live together, y'all are at each other's face the whole time. And you may want to break up after this. You know what? I don't think I like you.
I don't know how people are doing it, but the divorce rate has went up.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And domestic violence, too.
And domestic violence.
Yep.
So
I totally agree.
So it's like sitcoms where they just run a line of tape across the house. You
stay on your side. But the bathroom on your side, figure it out.
You don't come over my house.
If you're living in an apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment with a significant other, and you've never had to be with them for more than 3 days, it's probably a lot.
You're on a vacation. It's not like you just.
It depends though, because some people, from my experience, from the people, my couples basically, some people, yes, are struggling. But then some people are like, nah, we actually like each other. We don't get to spend time with each other because of work and all that stuff. And so it works if you happen to be in a relationship with somebody that you get along with and y'all have fun, and good. I mean, it's everything is magnified at this point. So, and I think even what I was saying earlier and what Carl was saying about even having more time in the projects, some of it may then become the expectation that you're going to do these things. Well, we ain't got nothing but time. What's your excuse now? Well, I didn't really want to do it in the first place. I know I used to say it was time, but in real life, I just
I'm out of excuses, so screw it.
I just think it's good. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people are going to figure out if they want to be together, if they don't want to be together. If you engaged, do you really want to get married? Or if you're just dating, do we really need to do this? Or can we just be yeah, this was nice?
I want to think. Go ahead. I don't know who was talking.
No, go ahead. I was about to go.
No, go, B. You haven't said very much, so I want you to talk.
Oh, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Wait.
I was going
I was is everybody hearing that?
Okay. No, go ahead. It messed up a little bit, but now you're good.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say also this isn't real life, hopefully, for a long period of time. So the fact that y'all don't like each other, spending a lot of time with each other, in a year you won't be spending that much time together. So y'all break up for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, see, I agree with both of y'all. That's why I think it's going to be heightened on both ends. I think on one end, while you say the divorce rate has gone up, I think that the rate of people getting married and getting engaged is going to go up as well. There's going to be, I liken it to like soldiers going to war, like their rate of getting married skyrockets or whatever. But I look at it like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm lonely going through this. I never want to deal with that again. So let's just go get married. Let's just do this. Like, life is too short. We should just get married. And so it's going to be a percentage of the population that comes out of this, like, just goes right into getting married.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. I think it's people need space. And so I don't think that it should be a full judgment of we can't stand each other. We're around each other 24 hours a day for 2 months. Like, yeah, most people probably can't stand each other. Like, I love y'all, but I'm pretty sure when we were having a conversation, Carl, about like, oh yeah, we're just gonna come to your house. And then when they were literally like, okay, well, we about to do, 2 weeks of shelter in place. I was like, I can't be at Carl house for 2 weeks. Like, that ain't gonna work.
But you still have the option to go somewhere else, though.
What do you mean?
You still have your option to go back home.
Oh yeah, because of the way it's set up.
Yeah.
But when I thought it was gonna be like, no, y'all can't leave your house for 14 days.
Oh.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's not real life. Like, I can't. I mean, I don't know who I could be around at this point for 14 days straight.
In fairness, my mother said the exact same thing.
Who you say could be?
I said it's a long time.
Oh, I thought you named somebody.
No.
No, my mother called like weeks ago or whatever. It's like, if they ever really do this shelter in place stuff, I'm just gonna come to your house because I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Well, okay. So the night before they actually did it, I called her and she's like, I'll be all right.
Actually, I've thought about it. and probably because I haven't spent that many days. This week was the longest I spent not seeing anybody like face to face. Because last week I think I only went one day because it was always something going on. So this week was the first like, oh, okay. But it's like a normal week. Like, I typically don't see people during a week, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But we'll see how. And then I saw somebody, and I'm probably gonna see somebody else in the next couple of days. I don't know who. One of y'all niggas gonna see me.
Okay.
I have zero plans. I'm just saying that it's probably gonna happen. So I think because it's not such as strict as I thought it wasn't as bad. And so with couples though, I also think that maybe you still have options. Like, you can still go to the store, you still get like little breaks. So it's not like true, like what Kayla them are going through is completely different. Like, Kayla and her fiance live in Spain, of course, and she said that apparently you can only go walk your dogs for like 10 minutes at a time. Like, if you don't, they call the police on you. And her neighbors are petty as hell because like they have this thing that like they alert you of like people can talk on there. And so when I was on the phone with her the other day, apparently they do this thing where when every day at a certain time, the whole city like claps in support of like nurses and first responders and stuff like that. And I was like, are the nurses like getting off shift or something? She was like, nope. I said, are they walking down the street? Nope. It's just the whole city does it at the exact same time. But there isn't like everybody go to their balconies and they do it. But like, I was like, that's kind of weird. I'm thinking like a shift change. So the people, that would make sense to me. But no, it's not. That's just what they've decided. So her neighbors have decided that if there are people that are walking their dogs and doing it for more than 10 minutes that also don't come on their balconies and clap during that time. And they've started calling their apartment numbers out. So person in this apartment walks their dog for 15 minutes, but can't get on the balcony to clap for the first responders. So if y'all ever see them out with their dog, make sure you call the police on them. I was like, whoa, this is serious.
Special place in hell. Like,
this is boredom.
You're just mean. You're just mean. At that point,
was like,
right?
I had never been out there to clap, but now I'm going to go out there to clap because I want them looking at my apartment like, what they doing in there? Why they not clapping?
What?
So petty. But their situation is completely different. Like, they don't have, like, they have to stay inside. And so I feel like that definitely will make a huge difference if you're dating somebody. Again, as to like, do we actually like each other is the question. Like, because if I don't, it's going to be a long 14 days, 30 days, 60 days.
I think I could deal with somebody here because I have enough space.
Yeah.
Like, if we want to see each other, we can see each other. If we don't want to see each other, there's no space in the house where we can like avoid each other.
Yeah.
So you're saying you don't mind a relationship?
That's what I said.
They want to say it all.
But But
it was just a question, bro.
Basically, what I'm saying is, I'm gonna get a dog.
Oh, get on my nerves, dog. You go upstairs. I'm staying downstairs.
Right.
Go to your cage.
That's so funny. Does this? How is it? Or does it matter? Like being single? Do y'all feel like it would be a difference if you were in a relationship? Like, do you feel like it would be better or worse? I guess is the question.
It depends on who you with.
Well, somebody you like that you think is a good person.
Oh, well,
Who
I'm
else
just saying.
would you be with?
I've been so single for so long. I don't know.
She's like, it depends. If they beat me, no. Would you be with that person?
What I said. That's not what I said.
Okay, if this is
I'm just saying, like, in a 1-bedroom apartment, I don't know. Like, with anybody. Like, that's a lot. Like, if I had a house, like Carl said, it's totally different.
Right.
You have space. You can go places. I could be upstairs, you could be downstairs. You could be in the basement if we lived in, like, Maryland.
I was about to say,
like,
not Houston.
I could have a basement. Like,
I could have a basement.
But, no. But then that's, like, really good separation. Because you don't even have to hear, like, the floor. Like, you can pretend like there's really nobody else around you. But, I don't know. It could be better. It could be worse. Like, sometimes I'll be like, ooh, I wish I could tell somebody something. Oh, but you can't. Unless you call them or text them. Or, like,
communication.
like, cooking. Like, I love to cook.
Yeah.
I love to cook for other people. And so, like, cooking for myself has gotten super boring. You know, watching TV shows, like, hey, you know, you got to text people, did you watch this yet? Did you watch that? Instead of having someone to watch it with, like, you know, it's little things.
Right. Guys, better or worse?
Is it living together or not? Or just being in a relationship, period?
That's a good question.
That's a good point.
That is a good point. I was thinking living together.
Okay.
Answer both.
But I would. Yeah, go ahead. Sure, answer both.
Living together, I think everybody's on the same page. You don't know because it depends on where you're staying. Even I think I can do it, but I keep it to myself most of the time. So I don't really have I don't have to interact. Like I don't think I get on anybody's nerves because I don't have to interact with anybody. I could just be in a bedroom or the living room or
that's gonna get on their nerves. Myself. I want you to play with me.
Don't you think that
don't talk to me?
Some people that might bother.
We could do that too, but you're gonna have to. I mean, like, okay,
I still need my time.
Nerves.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that can get on my nerves. Okay, you put it that way. Yeah. But I think if you don't live together, then,
Like, you see me laying here doing nothing, don't come lay up under me and ask what I'm doing.
Let's do
Why
things.
can't we lay together?
Doing absolutely nothing, enjoying
That's me.
doing nothing.
So you doing nothing? I'm coming like, let's take this quiz online about relationships. Let's do this. You're not doing nothing.
And then that's when you go lock yourself in the bathroom and say, I got diarrhea. Like,
yeah.
That's funny.
I think it can be helpful and painful to be in a separate relationship right now as well. Like if you're in a situation where you really can't see that person and y'all were never initially long distance, like y'all have enjoyed that time of spending weekends together, spending time throughout the week together. Yeah, you get to kind of know each other on a deeper level by having certain conversations that you may not have had if you were spending time together. But after a while, that gets old, and after a while, phone sex and digital sex and sexting and all that gets old. Like, after a while,
how long does it take before that gets old?
Fast if you gotta do it every day.
Yeah.
Right. Like, if you're doing it.
Then you're like in a long distance relationship, and if you didn't sign up for that, then.
Right. Yeah. Long distance relationships are probably thriving.
Oh yeah, they good. They was like, we've been doing this. We good.
Because then they got more free time.
That's true too.
True.
We'll talk about that in a second. Go ahead, Carl. Sorry.
Yeah.
Write that down.
I was just about to. Ooh.
I was saying, you're not only in a long distance relationship, but in this situation, if you weren't initially long distance, you're in an accelerated long distance relationship. So now you're like trying all those things in your head that you think you would do in a long distance relationship. And then 4 days in, shit, I'm out of ideas. I did everything I thought I would have did.
Can't throw it all out there at once.
Relationships work.
Right.
You would, because it's impulse. Like, or say you did hold back because initially they said it's gonna be 2 weeks of lockdown. It's like, cool. This week I'm gonna do this. 3 days I'm gonna do that. Or I'm surprised with this. And then at the end of that 2 weeks, they go, oh well, now
30 more days.
30 more days. Like, shit. Ran out of my tricks.
I got nothing. Yeah. I think the free time thing is interesting because I was talking, I think we talked about it on the other podcast, me and Megan. But it was like kind of like sometimes you realize, like when you're busy, how you don't necessarily expect someone to be available. When you're bored, you want somebody else to be available for you when you're bored. Mm-hmm. And so now that like we're all kind of like I said, especially weekends. During the week, I'm not pretending like people don't still work and have things to do, but especially weekends, like people are pretty much doing the same thing. Like, you know, it ain't like you filling your day up with all this stuff. And so if you're not busy, it's like, well, why aren't you like talking to me? And why aren't we hanging out? Or why aren't we FaceTiming? Like, I could see how you can have your expectations of like how they spend their free time. If they're like, no, I'm just chilling, I don't necessarily want to talk right now, how that could cause more issues as well.
But see, I feel like I totally agree with what you're saying, but I also feel like people, since like, hopefully I think this is not going to be a permanent thing, don't start something that you can't continue in the future. Like, I'm not going to talk to you all day, every day. First of all, who wants to talk to somebody all day, every day? Like, that's just ridiculous. But like, also I feel like somebody texted me the other day and I was like, dang, I don't feel like responding to this right now. Or like, you have to try to give like those little one word, like short answers. You can't be like, oh, I'm about to go to a meeting, or you ain't about to do shit right now. Like you ain't about to do nothing. What you gonna say?
Right.
My phone's dead.
You can't.
You sound like Teacher Bay yesterday.
You say what? What'd you say, Brandon?
I would say you can't have a meeting to go to. It just be online. Like, hey, I got a meeting at such and such. Yeah. Even if you don't.
Yeah. It's funny. But yeah, I just think that people shouldn't expect so much because people, quote unquote, have all this extra free time. It's way easier said than done, but eventually we're going to go back to our regular normal and things are not going to be like they are right now.
Yeah.
So then on the opposite end of the spectrum, what are you going to carry over then? Is there anything that you're doing right now that you've seen that you can implement into your real life, or whatever we're calling post-corona?
Oh yeah, I was talking about relationships. I mean,
even in
my regular life.
Even in a relationship, like, is there anything that you think couples should like take from this that they could take over into their other life?
Probably like, you know, people are playing more, doing like random game nights, or you know, just scheduling more time to be with each other. Like certain little fun things creative things that you figured out during this corona time to do, like on your scheduled date night. That doesn't always have to be outdoors.
Yeah, that's true. Find a bit more creative ways to hang out. I also think what you were saying earlier, as far as like, don't start something that you can't continue. I think it could still be another coping skill though. Just like Carl was kind of saying how we're doing these healthy things, but it's really like just because you're bored and like the bars and restaurants aren't open. So now you're cooking all the time. Now you're walking around. Now you're working out, you know? And so I feel like even if that is like the communication piece of it, like we might do that now because like, I mean, we got the time. We might as well like talk and hang out and like, you know, maybe I do want to use that as a coping skill, like to be able to talk to you all the time. But then once life gets back to the regular, I don't know. I don't think that should be the expectation because now we're back to like our normal routine. And so, yeah, I can't talk to you for 3 hours because I got other stuff to do.
I'm going to the bar tonight.
Right. The bar is open. When I saw that guy, he was like, I can't wait till they open back up. I was like, hey, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a hot mess.
Yeah, like that first weekend, I don't even know. I might want to stay in the house, honestly.
Y'all got it.
Like, y'all can come over.
But for me, I think some of the things that I would want to take over, I think I've gotten better at communicating with my friends. Right now we text like every day now. We did not text every day before.
Do we text every day? I feel like I initiate the conversation still.
Respond. And that is not true.
No, Ebony has gotten better in 2020 overall.
Goodness gracious. We text like every day. Like a lot too. We be talking. Y'all can't see that.
We can't see that.
Point is, I'm responding a lot quicker. Even though I be in session and y'all be like, where Ebony at? I'm like, literally, like I had to turn off my notifications because I forgot on my phone. Anytime I get a text, because it's connected to my computer, anytime I got a text message, it will pop up. And I was like, be in session reading, like, nope, I cannot have that because I can't focus if I'm reading y'all's text messages as they come up while I'm trying to listen to this person cry on the phone. I mean,
that sucks.
Yes, yeah, so I turned off all my notifications because it was a distraction. But
that's
yeah,
hilarious.
I am.
That's really sad.
Why is it sad? People cry in therapy.
Someone like pouring their heart out, and then you get a meme like, ha ha ha. Like,
I never clicked on it. I never went and looked at it. But once I realized it was happening, I turned it off pretty quickly. Like, oh, okay.
Imagine being on the phone crying because your partner doesn't pay any attention to you.
And your
therapist not paying.
I would never.
Sir.
Can you repeat that? Right. The screen froze. I know you're crying. What you say? But yeah, so I feel like I'm gonna continue to try to do that. This definitely is one of the things that I want to probably continue. I don't know if we'll always do video, but I do it. Well, I paid for it, guys, so we're gonna start doing this. But I've been saying the platform. I've been saying that I want to do video for a long time, and I can never figure out a good way to do it. And I still don't know if this is the best way, just because technology and sometimes our voices become distorted, and all of that. But I think it's cool to be able to see, because then people can see the facial expressions. But I also know that if they could see a video of us in the same room, because it's even more of the extraness. So we'll see. But I definitely want to continue to do stuff on here. And, I guess I'll be cooking more.
I think I might have more house parties once this is all over. Whether people are here or not. No. Whether people are here or not.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm kind of enjoying, like, turning on a DJ and just standing on my couch and drinking.
More DJs keep doing that, too.
But
you say standing on your couch?
Like y'all never just sit on the back of the couch?
Yeah, it's on section.
Like in the club?
No.
Section.
I'm not pretending I'm in the club. No, sorry.
That's hilarious, though. That's hilarious.
Y'all doing it wrong.
Carl is over there with the fake club. That's hilarious.
He got bottles.
Right. Like,
I told y'all, if I had roller skates, I would move the furniture out of the living room and have a skateboard down here.
Academy's
It'd be a short loop. It'd be a really short loop.
It'll be a workout, though. Academy is still open, ain't they? Didn't y'all say that yesterday?
Yeah, I think so.
They are. I went yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I was going to go buy a bike. Because my bike on my deck is messed up.
Do you just need new tires?
Wait,
no, my tires are jacked, and I probably need a new chain too. I need
buy that instead of a bike. Okay, all right.
Probably just oil the chain.
You want to fix it? You want to come over here?
No, I don't.
No, that's illegal.
Okay. I didn't say it.
I'm just telling you how to fix it instead of buying you a whole new bike.
YouTube.
Well, I got it at a yard sale for like $20. So I feel like I'm gonna be investing more money into it in time, so I could just buy a new bike. But we'll see. Brandon, if you want to come fix it, I'll cook you something.
Brandon, what you gonna keep? What you gonna? Is there anything?
Yes, not hitting the snooze button. Like I realized, I don't hit the snooze button as much because I'm not avoiding anything. So
that's interesting.
All those alarms still.
I just wake up. Huh?
So you don't have like all those random alarms set.
I only have 2.
Oh.
I only have 2. And most of the time I wake up on the first one, I'm like, I guess I'll get up there because I'm not avoiding the rest of the day. Like,
yeah,
when you press
that's
snooze,
good.
you don't want to do whatever you have to do. But now I'm like, I don't have anything else to do. So guess I'll wake up and make pancakes or, whatever.
Are y'all getting more rest?
I am.
Nah, not really.
I am.
I don't think
I don't use alarms, so I just
my
wake up when I wake up.
mind is going. It's the same amount of rest.
Oh no.
And if I drink wine,
Yeah,
like I told y'all earlier, it's bad.
Bad dreams.
I look at it like 8 o'clock if I get tired. I can just go to bed. It's not like I have to wake up and do anything tomorrow. Whatever.
Pretty much what I did yesterday. I got into bed at like 8:30, and I watched Shark Tank, like that was recorded, and then I probably went to sleep at like 10:30.
My weekends, I think I might try to do that, like where I'm not out till 2 every weekend.
In regular life?
Just said try. Dang, can I try?
I'm gonna be like, come on, let's turn up.
Oh, the judgment. I'm going.
The bar ain't even open yet.
I feel like every 6 months I say this. The last 6 months and the last 2 years, but I just keep adding time to it. But before the last 2 years, like it wasn't a Friday through Sunday thing. It was like maybe once a weekend. I mean, typically at least once a weekend, something will happen, but maybe twice a weekend. But it's become Friday, Saturday, Sunday, some Thursdays, and so this is really like, yesterday I got home, I had a great time. It was so much fun, laughing and talking, and got drunk and took my butt to bed at midnight. So it was cool. And so I feel like I can do that. And so then when I woke up this morning, like the first time I woke up, it was like 7. And I was like, I was scared I was gonna have a hangover. I didn't. I felt great.
Me neither.
I felt so good. Probably because I ate too. I ate right before I went to bed. And I just woke up and I was like, I guess I could sleep longer. But like when I think about other times when I wake up, because we're out till 2 o'clock, and then out to 2 o'clock means we got to be hanging out until 3 o'clock after everything shut down. Don't go to bed till 4 o'clock, all of that. And so it's kind of like, I don't have to do that. And I get to be productive. Like I can do a podcast, or I need to do these notes. I can do my notes,
Or you can still stay out, just not every day of the weekend.
I'm only hanging out with Raenel one day a week, clearly, because she does not get this. She's like, F your life. F your, no, you don't.
Yes, I do. I just like people to have realistic goals.
Right.
So,
wow.
Or you can support me in the goals I have set, Raenel. That's an option too. Raenel gonna say, come over on Friday, and then not gonna let me leave till Sunday.
I think the problem that everybody is saying is it's easier to do that when you're not out around people.
I agree.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Like it's harder to leave
once you're there.
Everybody's still having fun once you're there. That's the problem. Everybody's still having fun, but you're at home, so you can be like, okay, I'm done. I can go to bed now. But if you're already out in your head, you're like, well, I'm already out, so I might as well keep going. And
I used to try that. Go ahead.
That's why I felt the way about day drinking. Like, it's different when you're out and about, you're doing stuff, and you can keep the energy up. Day drinking at home by yourself is just stupid. Like, you're just gonna get tired and go to sleep. And
that's why I haven't started that. I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah, I typically don't start drinking till like 7. I'm saying if I'm a drink, I drink at 7. I could be asleep by 11. I'm good. Like, but I'm not like at home at 12 o'clock having a drink. Like that's just But that is why I love day drinking when we are out though, because I feel like start at 12 or 1, go to a day party, drink, get drunk by 8 or 9 o'clock. Sometimes like lately it's been like, let's find something else to do. Let's find something else to do. It used to be you do that, you get drunk, you have a great day, go home, you're done. Now it's like
I don't think it was ever that. It was passed out.
You just got too drunk.
That's what I was about to say. I think it was a different type of drunk. It was like
we always had plans after, but we just never made it.
Just never made it to it. That's true too. That's true too.
I miss day parties.
You have a day party in your house.
It ain't the same.
Not the same.
It's what you make it.
Like I said, it's hard to keep your energy up by yourself.
Social distancing kickball game. I mean, I feel like that's a great game for social. I feel like it's a great game because we have to be 6 feet apart. We'll have wipes. You don't have to. It's kickball. Oh, I guess you got to catch and throw it.
You have to pick the ball up.
I said, I guess. I realized after I said it. But, we can have wipes out there.
Wear gloves.
Or catch with gloves.
Yeah, everybody wear gloves.
Yeah, that part. And I was about to say, the bases can be the wipes. It can be the little Lysol wipes. I
feel like if everybody wear gloves, would be good.
Yeah. So
dodgeball too.
Dodgeball. I haven't played dodgeball in so long. I mean, I've played kickball, I guess, in a long time either. But dodgeball it's like you have a line in the middle, right? And a team on this side, a team on that side, or are we just doing like a free ball?
And you get the balls and you throw them.
Okay, all right.
Nope, not playing dodgeball right now.
Right now, gonna be hit you in your face.
Take somebody's head off.
No, you can't hit people in the head. That's against the rules. Shoulders.
Notice that's the only reason.
Hit people in the head. You can't hit people in the head. That's against the rules. We'll make a bet.
No, it's not.
Y'all gonna look up the official dodgeball rules.
I don't think no comment.
Anyway, all right. Well, that's all. I think this will be the last Corona topic because I'm kind of over talking about it. So we'll just start talking about regular stuff. I have one for next week. I think it'll be a good, interesting conversation / debate. So thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you check out Room for Relations. I have to sneeze. It went away. Okay.
Don't come around Ebony this week, y'all.
Sneezing, wow. That is not a symptom. That is called allergies. Follow Room for Relations across social media, Room for Relation on Twitter, Room for Relations on Instagram and Facebook. If you are watching us on YouTube, subscribe. We're going to have more content. A lot of it will look like this for a while, but then after that, I'm going to continue to try to have more videos and content of us having these conversations. And then make sure that you check out Room for Relations on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, all that stuff. Make sure you subscribe there as well. So that's all. Thanks, B, Raenel, Carl. Appreciate y'all. And we will talk to y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.